What's up, everybody? Welcome back to News Dose, and there's been a lot of conversation about Xbox's future in the console market. Of course, yesterday they revealed that Gears of War Reloaded will launch day and date on the PlayStation 5, and that really is quite the pivotal moment for Xbox gaming. However, as a part of that Xbox reveal, some people noticed that Xbox changed some of their wording around that could possibly be teasing their future plans and what they have in store for their next generation quote-unquote console. So stay tuned, and we'll get into all of that as well as plenty more. First, though, I do want to thank my supporters on Patreon and on YouTube memberships. Thank you just so much for what you do. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go and get right into things, though, starting off with Grand Theft Auto 6. Kind of out of nowhere, Rockstar dropped a brand new trailer today, which already has more than 33 million views, and the thing is that it's still rapidly growing. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if it tops 50 million by the end of the day, which really just kind of displays how massive this game will eventually be when it releases. It very well might end up being the biggest video game launch of all time. But, nonetheless, this new trailer took a deeper dive into its two main protagonists and their story. Now, I'm not going to show the trailer on my channel just because Rockstar is kind of weird when it comes to sharing their videos. They don't really like that too much, and they will strike YouTubers for doing that, which I think is ridiculous. If you ever wondered why YouTubers just don't show their trailers, that's why. But I will drop a link in the description below for you to check out if you're interested. I will, however, say that it looks pretty good. Though, unfortunately, there's still no gameplay. That's really what I want to see the most, because I really want to see how ambitious the gameplay is. It's been a very long time since we've gotten a GTA game, but it is at the very least good to see a new trailer. Maybe this will kickstart a slow rollout as we head onwards to its official May 6, 2026 release. Now, speaking of surprises that came out of nowhere with a kind of really a strange reveal, I certainly wasn't expecting a brand new Ecco the Dolphin game and also a remaster of the first two games as well. Now, if you're unaware of what this IP is, this is an old classic Sega franchise about a dolphin that first started on the Sega Genesis in 1992. At the time, they were planning this to be a pivotal franchise for the Sega brand, and I'm not exactly sure if it lived up to their high expectations, but it was successful enough for them to create a long-standing series that spanned all the way to the Dreamcast, where it got its last entry. Well, now here we are in 2025, and as a part of Sega's mission to revive a lot of their dormant IP, well, Ecco the Dolphin seems to have made their cut. They revealed this as a part of an Xbox Wire interview, out of all places, where they asked, what does the future hold for gaming's favorite dolphin? In which they responded, me and the entire original team are going to remaster the original Ecco the Dolphin and Tides of Time games. Then we will make a new third game with contemporary play and GPU sensibilities. Stay tuned to EccoTheDolphin.com. Now, interestingly, if you go over to that website, it actually includes a countdown that shows 8,400 hours. So I guess that means that we should expect a better reveal, or a release even, in about 350 days. But I will say that I do think that it's cool that we're getting some new Ecco stuff in the modern era. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this series or anything like that, and admittedly, I am a little skeptical that a franchise like this can find success in the modern era. But all at the same time, these are very unique games, and I'm glad that they'll get another opportunity for old fans and hopefully new fans alike, which is something that we're seeing a lot from Sega here recently. I really just like that they're bolstering their brand with these long-lost, beloved classic franchises, and I love seeing that weird, quirky Sega once again. I think we need a lot more of these off-the-wall, unique ideas in the modern era of gaming, but let me know. Were you ever a fan of Ecco the Dolphin, and are you excited for a brand new entry? Now, we also got another welcome update for Expedition 33. This game just continues to mock the AAA game industry as it surpassed yet another major milestone. It just reached 2 million units sold, and keep in mind that that's not players, this is units sold. It was also a day one Game Pass title where I'm sure a lot more people has tried it out as well. So this is really an incredible milestone and really just a well-deserved launch. I've been playing it myself, and I'll tell you right now, The hype is absolutely real. Its story is ridiculously good, the characters are amazing, and the combat, which was inspired by Lost Odyssey, is extremely engaging as well. This is a legitimate Game of the Year contender, and so far, this very well might be one of the best games that I've played in a very long time. It's legitimately that good, which becomes even more amusing when you realize that this is a game that could have actually been a Ubisoft title in a different timeline. As a part of a recent interview, the Expedition 33 director revealed that this game came to fruition after he became bored working at none other than Ubisoft. He instead wanted to work on his own game that he could actually pour some passion into, and that's what Expedition 33 is. It's a passion project from a team that loves JRPGs. You can really tell that the people that made this game not only loves JRPGs, but just loves gaming in itself. Unfortunately, though, at a lot of these AAA studios, developers really don't have that same chance to let their voice be heard. They're more so just working under corporate decisions, and I think that's one of the reasons that we're starting to see these smaller teams take off. Even last year's Astrobot could actually fall under that category, but yeah, Expedition 33 continues to excel, and for a very, very good reason. I cannot recommend this game enough. Okay, so let's go talk about Xbox and what could possibly be their next console. As a part of yesterday's Gears of War Reloaded announcement, some people noticed that Xbox has quietly changed their wording for one specific platform. So let's just go and take a look here and read what they said. They said Gears of War Reloaded comes to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox PC, Xbox Cloud Gaming, PlayStation 5, and Steam in summer of 2025. And what I want you to focus on here is that they're now calling it Xbox PC. As far as I'm aware, they've never announced the PC platform in this way before. So this is something new, and it's really interesting when you start to think about their next generation plan. Now, this in itself more than likely is referring to the Xbox app on PC. But the Xbox app on PC is an important part of their next generation strategy. And the fact that they're referring to it as its own platform now is an interesting clue about their future plans. The one thing that we've consistently heard is that their next console will be a console PC hybrid with a Windows slant to it. Now, how are they going to pull that off, though? That's the question. And my guess is that they're going to overlay the Xbox OS over Windows, which very well could actually be the Xbox PC app, to make it feel like a legitimate console experience. This is no different than how Valve handles the Steam OS. The Steam Deck boots directly into the Steam OS/app over top of Linux, which makes it feel like a console. So I firmly believe Xbox is currently doing the same thing, but instead with the Xbox PC app. This is the reason that they've reportedly been working hard on that app behind the scenes, and it's also one of the main reasons that they're partnering up with Asus for a 2025 Xbox handheld. This handheld was previously described as a quote-unquote proof of concept. It'll more or less be our first glimpse into their next generation strategy. And the reason that it's important for them to release it this year ahead of their next generation consoles is because it'll also give them a lot of time to improve that PC console experience for their next first-party consoles, which includes both a handheld and a home console-like experience. These two devices will both run on the same OS overlaid on top of Windows. Now, this also means that their next consoles will be more versatile, really, than any console experience on the market. Theoretically, not only will it run Xbox games, but it'll also have access to any game that runs on Windows, which includes, of course, you have emulation. This includes Steam, and by relationship, ironically, that includes PlayStation games. So this is a very interesting strategy by Xbox, and we've already gotten a lot of hints that this is their plan, including this new way to reveal Xbox PC games. That is their future. It is, quote-unquote, Xbox PC. Now, one last thing before we go, we got a small update for the Switch 2 because apparently there will be some options to customize its Joy-Con controllers. And this actually reminds me a lot of the PlayStation 5 DualSense, and what I mean by that is that there's a plastic piece on the new Joy-Cons that you can simply pop off. Now, Nintendo technically didn't really do this to customize the controller, but because it's just so easy to do, well, Third-party accessory manufacturers are already making swappable plates if you want to add a more personalized touch to your controllers. This was posted up by Central Leaks, and they added a link below which directs you to AliExpress, where you can buy collar-accented plates for under $5. So, this is actually a very cheap option, and considering this is a month out before the Switch 2 even releases, well, I'm sure we will see some more creative options in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody makes, let's say, a Zelda-themed option, or maybe Mario, there's Metroid, Donkey Kong, Pikmin, or, the list just kind of goes on and on and on. So there's a lot of ideas that could possibly come from this, and I think that's pretty cool given how easy this will likely be to do. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this episode, but until next time, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell, and peace out.